This universe is not just a stage. Every moment, every encounter, every emotion follows a law. We live within that flow, and now we begin to uncover its truth together. Welcome to the law of the universe, where your consciousness begins to awaken. The power of intention. How a sincere heart transforms work and life. Everything we do in life is shaped by the mindset with which we approach it, much like the way a cup holds what is poured into it. Let us imagine a person working in a factory making cups. One worker devotes himself sincerely to the task, thinking of those who will use the cups. Another works merely to make a living, focused only on survival. Though they receive the same wages for the same number of hours, the difference lies in their intention. The latter has no heart for others, he works only for himself. In contrast, the former works with gratitude and a heart to serve. While he too needs to make a living, his purpose is nobler. He puts others first. Yet even with this selfless mindset, he receives no additional compensation. Still, he continues with joy and integrity. The same principle applies to all of us living in today's world. We may spend the same amount of time and energy in our work, but the attitude we bring to it varies greatly. Some work with the intention of benefiting others, while others are driven solely by self-interest. Those who dedicate their lives to the good of others often find that their needs are naturally met in the process. What matters is not how much more we do than others, but with what spirit we do it. Even the smallest task deserves our sincere heart. Those who work for the good of others will ultimately enjoy a more fulfilling life. A person who works only for personal gain may find themselves, even after 15 years, still trapped in the same narrow mindset, rigid and unchanging, like a stone. On the other hand, the one who works with a pure spirit steadily grows, gaining wisdom and becoming a vital contributor to their organization. Over time, they earn trust, rise in position, and positively transform their surroundings. Such individuals live hopeful, worry-free lives because their work brings benefit to others. They radiate positive energy and continually generate new ideas. Even in times of crisis, they are never cast aside. Those who strive to serve society are supported by the universe and find themselves walking a prosperous path. Thus, no matter how small the task, what truly matters is the heart behind it. When work is forced, the body and mind fall ill. But when approached with joy, both health and income improve. Doing work you dislike unwillingly accelerates aging and illness. The difference in outcomes is profound. Those who work joyfully hardly feel the burden, while those working out of obligation feel as if they are carrying a great weight. As a nation, we must begin by changing our mental attitudes if we are to restore our collective health. Seeking health without addressing the underlying mindset is futile. Rather than blaming others or complaining about hardship, we must find the purpose in our tasks and carry them out sincerely. In doing so, our thoughts, bodies, and environment begin to transform. Great achievements will follow, and blessings will unfold. Know this, you are always being watched, not just by those around you, but even by strangers. A sincere person will surely reap a worthy result. We must not neglect small duties. By changing ourselves through even the smallest task, we prepare ourselves for greater responsibilities. We should not be guided merely by short-term profit, but rather by a spirit that seeks to benefit many. For instance, even running a humble noodle shop can be a noble act if the intent is to bring people together and serve them nourishing food, not just to earn money. This is living by the spirit of Hongik Ingan, to benefit all humanity. When people gather around your food, bonds form, conversations deepen, and meaningful connections arise. You may comfort someone in distress, offer guidance, or simply share a kind word. That is when your work becomes a true service to others, and heaven grants greater strength to such a person. More customers will come, noodles will naturally sell, and money will follow. But if your only aim is profit and you lack the heart to care for others, your path will eventually collapse. You may even find yourself cut off from others, forced to close your business. The same goes for running a grocery store. It's not just about selling goods, but about creating connections with your community. Whether your business thrives or fails depends on how you engage with those around you. If relationships fade, the business may vanish. But if you build sincere ties with your neighbors, your store will flourish. The same is true for a hair salon. Beyond skill, the key is to genuinely care for your customers, listening to their troubles, offering heartfelt advice. When people feel heard and appreciated, they return with gratitude. In the end, no matter what line of work you're in, the types of people who come to you are the same. What makes the difference is how you treat them. Depending on your inner development and effort, the results will vary. When you treat people properly and generate positive energy, you gain the strength to do even more. You'll build lasting connections and create successful outcomes. If you're in sales or customer service and have not cultivated yourself inwardly, you may end up just a tradesperson, unable to fully tap into your true potential. Summary script. No matter what work we do, making cups, selling noodles, cutting hair, the key is our intention. Two people can do the same job for the same pay, but the one who works with a sincere heart, thinking of others, grows in spirit, trust, and prosperity. Those who serve others naturally receive support from life itself. Even small tasks done with care open the door to bigger blessings. A business driven only by money may fall, but one built on care and connection will thrive. So don't ask, what do I get? Ask instead, who am I becoming through this? True success follows a sincere heart, and your attitude toward work determines the course of your life. The results of our actions depend entirely on the mindset we bring to them. Just like a cup changes its value depending on what it holds, the value of our work is shaped by the intentions we put into it. Imagine two people working in a factory making cups. One does the job sincerely, thinking of the people who will use the cups. The other works only to earn a living without much care. Even though they work the same hours and receive the same pay, their hearts are very different. The first person works with gratitude and a sense of service to others, while the second is focused only on personal gain. This reflects how our society works today. Some people work for the good of others, while others chase only their own benefit. Over time, those who work with a sincere heart grow wiser, earn trust, and become valuable members of their community or company. They are naturally given greater opportunities and support. In contrast, those who work selfishly often find themselves stuck in the same place, without growth, no matter how many years pass. If you work joyfully and with meaning, you not only become healthier, but also find fulfillment in life. However, when you work unwillingly or just for money, both your mind and body suffer. The same job can feel light or heavy depending on your attitude. To live a healthy life, we must first correct our state of mind. It is not enough to seek health while continuing to live with stress, complaints, or negative thinking. Instead of blaming others or resenting the difficulty of our tasks, we must accept what needs to be done and approach it with a sense of purpose. When we do, our thoughts, bodies, and circumstances will begin to change for the better, and good things will follow. No task is too small. If we treat small jobs with care and integrity, we build the foundation to handle bigger responsibilities later. We should not be driven only by profit. We must carry a heart that wishes to benefit others. For example, someone running a simple noodle shop can do more than just sell food. If they serve their customers with kindness and the desire to nourish them, they are putting into practice the spirit of benefiting humanity. Through that shop, they build relationships, offer encouragement, and bring people closer together. Over time, more people will come, and success will follow naturally. But if the shop owner only thinks about money and neglects people, the business may eventually fail. Even a grocery store or a hair salon is more than just a place of transaction. It is a space to meet people and build trust. Whether the business grows or declines depends on how sincerely you interact with others. The conclusion is simple. No matter what kind of work you do, the same kinds of people may come to you, but the outcome depends on how you treat them. If you've cultivated a sincere heart and a strong mindset, you'll naturally succeed. People who work with warmth and integrity become a source of positive energy, forming deeper connections and achieving greater results. If someone works with no understanding or personal growth, they remain just a seller or tradesperson, unable to fully use their true strength. But those who work with heart and intention become a light to others and are given the strength to achieve even more. This is the story based on the above articles. Title: The Noodles Made with Heart. At the edge of a quiet village stood an old noodle shop. The sign was faded, the walls weathered, and the furnishings modest. Yet every day the place was full of people. The shop was called Grace Noodles. Those who ate there often said the same thing. These noodles taste like they carry someone's heart. The owner, Ms. Kang Sune, was in her 70s. She had once run restaurants in Seoul and sold food in busy markets. But in her later years, she returned to her hometown and opened this small noodle shop. Chasing only money, that's what made me sick inside, she would say. She had earned well in the city, but one day she looked into the mirror and saw emptiness in her eyes. That day she made a decision. From now on, I'll live for people, not profit. Her noodles were simple: anchovy broth, thinly sliced seaweed, some egg garnish, and tofu. There were no expensive ingredients. But every morning at 5 a.m., she boiled the broth herself and prepared everything by hand with care. She also limited how many bowls she served each day, because each bowl must carry sincerity, she explained. One cold day, a young man in his 30s walked into the shop. His clothes were clean, but his face was pale and his eyes hollow. He sat in silence and ordered a bowl of noodles. Sune placed the bowl in front of him without a word. He took a bite, then another, and slowly tears filled his eyes. "I'm sorry, it's just the warmth. It's overwhelming," he said. Sune quietly handed him a tissue. After a long pause, he said, "I used to be a marketing director in Seoul. I worked non-stop, climbed the ladder, and chased results. But one day, it all felt meaningless. Sales, goals, competition. I forgot how to be human. I left everything behind and just wandered." She nodded gently. "Then maybe it wasn't your body that was hungry. Maybe it was your heart." He wept again. A few days later, he returned. Then again. Eventually, he started helping out at the shop, first washing dishes, then learning how to make broth. "Can I stay and work here?" he asked one day. "I don't need pay. I just want to be here." And so, he began a new life. He learned not only how to cook, but how to listen. To the elderly woman eating alone, to the single father with tired eyes, to the teenager with a heavy heart. He listened and grew. The shop wasn't just a place to eat, it became a place for stories, for healing, for warmth. His eyes changed. The emptiness faded, replaced with quiet strength. He no longer chased numbers. He found meaning in every bowl, every conversation. 15 years passed. He was now the owner of Grace Noodles. Ms. Sune had passed away, but her spirit remained. The shop still welcomed guests with open arms, and the name above the door never changed. One day, a customer asked him, "How can a bowl of noodles comfort someone?" He smiled and said, "It's not the noodles, it's the heart behind them. When you cook with sincerity, the food speaks. It says, 'You're not alone.'" Outside the shop, people lined up as usual. And inside, he quietly handed each of them a warm bowl of noodles, just as his teacher had once done. What kind of mindset do you bring to your work? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you agree that sincerity is the beginning of success, please give this a like. We'd love to hear your warm stories or meaningful experiences from your workplace. Feel free to share them below.